And I kind of want to see
Deadpool.
what the frick Mr. Jimothy is actually
And
doing
Wolverine is smashing records.
to cover this all up.
See it?
I gotta watch that movie. I haven't seen it. I'm excited. All right, give me a sec. Let me grab a little beverage real quick, and then we'll continue. Boop. Be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. All right, I kind of want to see this. This honestly, just because I kind of want to see what the frick is happening. Yeah, he lost his YouTube channel. His kick is down. He apparently made a response video, but it's like a 15-minute video, and I want to move on. That freaking Some Ordinary Chicken. I might react to that again, and either on another Monday or maybe even on Thursday. Something. But yeah, I kind of want to do something else for right now. But yeah. Not only that, but like there's a lot of other people on that freaking video, and I really, really want to see. I really want to see what Trainwreck or freaking Not yet. We will check that one out. We're gonna do this. We'll do that actually, because I want to see Mudahar's video on it. I saw Mudahar was talking about it. And I want to hear specifically Mudahar's opinion on it, since he was so directly tied, so directly tied into it. And like, who else would have known him better? Anyway, and then yeah, we'll move on to after that to the Wukong situation then, so we can, because I definitely want to get through all of them. We'll get through all of them.
All right, title says it all, so I'm just going to jump right in. It is my opinion that the Mr.Beast team is engaging in a deliberate cover-up, rather than respond on merit or substance to virtually any of the business allegations regarding predatory practices.
The excuse that he's like, I don't know if he's like giving, but more so the excuse that I've been hearing most of is that he's waiting for all the stuff to come out, all the allegations to come out, so he can respond in one big video. But I'm like, how many allegations are you expecting? You get me? Like, I don't know like, at what point is enough? Like,
child exploitation, illegal lotteries.
Exactly. I have to fight for my boy.
Behavior I'm witnessing.
Okay.
However, when you go through and see
he is the chosen one.
Cohesive picture,
he was chosen above all other monkeys.
I'll start with background. Mr.Beast, the world's largest YouTuber, has been facing criticism and scrutiny over what seem to be three developing situations.
As the monkey of
First,
as the Aztec. For those who do not know, and it's probably my fault for not making a full-blown lore video yet, I am the Aztec monkey spirit known as Ozomatli. That's right. I am actually a god. I bet y'all didn't know that. Monkey is a god, an Aztec god.
Named Chris Tyson was engaging in
That's wildly
inappropriate
just
behavior on a
Ozomatli,
Discord server with minors present, which led to a massive trove of messages being leaked online, which are extremely damaging to the credibility and reputation
so I gotta defend
of
my monkey
company.
god brothers.
Second, a former employee, going by the screen name Dogpack404, released
it's
a
like
nearly
One Piece.
hour-long
When
video
Luffy
about
gets in trouble,
illegal
everybody goes to
lotteries,
help Luffy.
underage gambling, and the rigging of competitions, which got about 8 million views and counting so far. And third, on the set of Beast Games, which is a $100 million game show production funded by Amazon. Allegations came forward about contestants getting injured, unsafe conditions, lost medication, missing personal belongings, and much more. In essence, inappropriate.
Yeah, the allegations that have been coming out about the Beast Games, bro, it sounds horrendous. Like, actually makes all those old meat cannon videos and all the avocado animation videos that were out there, makes them look real now.
Possibly criminal behavior by one of his employees towards minors.
Shout out to that one lady, by the way.
Behavior by Mr.
I fully stand that lady, by the way, that was like hiding inside the cabinets, because they like, there's no way they would have figured out that she was in there. I feel like I want to believe her, because she seems so honest, especially now with all this. I believe her that they were like actually people like, what are you talking about? I don't see her anywhere. They keep saying that she's around here. Like, they might have been getting told in the radio. And then they were all told not to hide up in the ceiling. And what's-his-face hides in the ceiling. And it's like, that's cheating! You said you cannot hide up there. Freaking wild. Sorry, I started choking on my own saliva. I got a bowl of meatballs right in front of me that I was supposed to eat for breakfast, but I've been talking this whole time and I haven't had a chance. And I'm actually, like, my mouth's starting to water because I'm getting hungry. Anyway. Hired the same lawyer that represented Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and Alex Baldwin during the Rust shooting. To be fair, he got a pretty good lawyer then, let's be honest. I mean, hey, if anybody can get him out of trouble.
Beast himself with regards
if anybody can get him out of trouble.
As well as overall business atmosphere. And lastly, safety, or lack thereof. I'll try to
Alec
go fast here.
Baldwin.
On the subject of Ava Chris Tyson, the most recent development is that the initial disc
Can I just say I love Alec Baldwin's voice. I'm so sad that he's kind of a sour situation. That sucks.
Discord messages have now been taken offline. Previously hosted on GitHub, the messages are just
But,
no longer available, with widespread speculation about why
he is such a
exactly they've
meme.
been deleted. Obviously, nothing on the internet ever fully disappears. The leaked messages are still available in a variety of other locations, but the primary place, that is the initial platform where they were hosted originally, has taken them down.
conspiracies are true?
I don't know if this was because of Mr.Beast, his team, or his overly aggressive legal representation, which I'll discuss in just a minute here, but whatever the reason, they're gone. I do want to make something clear, however, in the interest of being thorough. It's entirely possible that the leaks were removed because they simply violate GitHub terms of service. Directly from their TOS page here, quote, GitHub Pages is not intended for or allowed to be used as a free web hosting service, end quote. However, at this point in time, we simply don't know. All I can say for certain is that the leaks have been taken offline on GitHub. Next are the allegations of illegal lotteries, predatory business practices, and rigging competitions. This is where it gets spicy. The former employee, Dogpack404, who initially sparked off this entire controversy, has been sent not one, but 2 different cease and desist letters by 2 separate law firms, asserting that he has
Now, see, here's the thing. Because I have to ask myself here now. What do I want him to do? Let's say Jimothy's like, hey. He's like, I messed up, and I gotta start, like, taking appropriate actions here. Yeah, I think step 1, take down the videos of you committing crimes, or take down the videos that have illegal lotteries on them. Right? Like, that makes sense. Yes. So, I want that. Here's where I start to find a problem. Because it just feels like it's in bad faith. Like, there's no good faith way for you to be like, hey, you person who's calling me out on my crimes, stop calling me out on my crimes. Like, there's no good situation in any universe where you could be like, it's cool, what you're doing is cool, but at the same time, stop calling me out on my illegal activities. It's like, no. He has every single right to call you out on your illegal activities. Like, there's screw you.
Sensitive, confidential, and proprietary.
This right here screams like bad faith cover-up.
As well as defamation. I've talked a bit with Dogpack404 in the background. He's got things well handled.
This not only screams guilty, this freaking screams like
on breach of
guilty and trying to get away with it.
Disclosing sensitive, confidential, and proprietary information regarding the company's business operations.
Like, this
makes me think
goes
that
from
what little they might
this
actually
goes
be able
now
to dispute is
I
inconsequential.
messed up and I want to make up for me being bad, to I messed up and I want to cover it all up and make sure nobody knows about it because it was definitely bad.
Scheme. Cease and desist letters like this, especially ones that emphasize
Even if he comes
breach of
out
non-disclosure contract,
himself
are intimidation
talking
tactics.
About I want to do
I've
better.
experienced things like this myself.
I'm not gonna believe
before.
it now.
One of the most prominent
of these cease
examples
and
would be a
desist
company
letters.
called Celsius Network, where I discussed the shady business dealings of the company openly, which resulted in a cease and desist letter being sent to me. They hyperfixated on a single small factual error, attempting to leverage that error into the silencing of my voice, which didn't work, obviously. I came back at them harder, and eventually the company declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy because it was a Ponzi scheme. The founder, Alex Mashinsky, has been arrested and charged with fraud. I'm no stranger to the process of...
Now look. Y'all let me know if you want me to get more into that stuff. But I knew about Celsius. It was a really interesting case. I didn't know Upper Echelon was covering it. But I kept up with that one. I freaking loved that one. That one was cool.
Speaking truth to power and having that power try to shut you up. That is precisely what this looks like to me. The second cease and desist letter from an entirely different law firm, by the way, focuses on defamation, while still mentioning the non-disclosure agreement, which is what I want to really draw attention to, because I myself, obviously they've requested anonymity, have talked with a current MrBeast team member who said that the company has terrifying non-disclosure policies aimed at making sure that no one ever speaks out publicly. In addition, Dogpack404 has begun receiving text messages and DMs from a multitude of current and former
And honestly,
team members
having like
corroborating all of
really,
this with
really harsh like NDAs, even if they can't really be upheld in the court of law, it's a really good way to intimidate your employees into not saying anything. I still believe that NDAs are actually genuinely important and they have a really good use in the industry. They do. They genuinely do. They play a very important role. But with anything, of course, they can be used to intimidate. But I feel like it's more so on the people, the employees. Like you need to be. We need to have a better understanding as a society and as a community on what the freaking NDA is and how like we genuinely have a lot of protections when it's something genuinely illegal. You can totally break the NDA and say, no, screw you. I have every right to break the NDA here because this is illegal as all get out. Like, this is indefensible.
Warnings that the company is allegedly gaming out methods of discrediting him or assassinating his character. Even so far as claims that they are possibly looking at hiring private investigators to dig up any dirt they can on him.
A lot of times
from another
NDAs
alleged former employee.
lose their power.
Not planning on mentioning I ever worked at Beast, but if it did get out, or if somehow, some way I accidentally mentioned it, I wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get sued to all hell. End quote. Remember, I'm talking about the concept of a cover-up, and so far we have multiple cease and desist letters from 2 separate law firms aimed at silencing a former employee on the basis of violating his non-disclosure agreement in terms of confidential information. The Discord leaks showcasing predatory behavior by a MrBeast team member have been taken down on their primary hosting platform, as well as extremely aggressive non-disclosure agreements well before any of this blew up at all, which appear to be, in my estimation, deliberately constructed to prevent reputation damage, not protect business secrets. Now, in the time since all of this began blowing up, even more has started to bubble to the surface, such as this, where MrBeast ran an Australian sweepstakes event giving away cars, but the format was to buy Feastables chocolate bars, with no regulation on age, and then play a slot machine on your phone. Lots of people got the winning combination, but that didn't matter either, because the app was broken. You would buy chocolate, scan a QR code, play a slot machine at any age, get the 3 cars required to win, and then you didn't win. If any other YouTuber did...
How is that not just a straight up scam? No freaking way!
This, they would be universally despised by the community. Still, not even close to done here, because despite being one of the least flashy accusations for a YouTube video, worker safety is actually a very big...
No, but that's not... Forget least, like... That's not a flashy scam, but I feel like that's the worst one. Like, actually.
Deal in all this.
How is there not a bigger deal being made about this?
How MrBeast's company operates.
Australia's like busy with the freaking breakdancing lady.
In February of 2024, Time Magazine published an article titled "In the Belly of the Beast." A reporter openly discussed the concept of worker safety with paragraphs like this, quote, Scott Brown, a creative producer who worked for MrBeast from March 2023 to August 2023, says that in order to move fast at MrBeast, they view safety as, like, being overly cautious or a weakness. He helped produce the Train vs. Giant Pit video and believed the safety procedures were insufficient. When he suggested using OSHA protocols for the pit's considerable drop, I was told, we don't need to worry about that, he says. Other producers say they were asked to work with explosives.
This was on Time Magazine.
With very little training on very little notice. Let's just say as an 18-year-old, says Jay Neo, who moved to Greenville from the UK to help on the creative team, it felt weird to be writing on the board days without an accident that needed to be updated every day, end quote. There's more, like the assertion that many employees had signed...
MrBeast actually is, like... putting everyone's lives in jeopardy for his content. Like, actually.
Disclosure agreements and would not go on the record for fear of angering a powerful company, further corroborating that atmosphere. But the most interesting thing is that this article didn't go as planned. In my opinion, MrBeast was expecting a puff piece, and when that didn't happen, when the journalist was asking real questions, he cut things short. Further speaking to the problems building behind the scenes, if you look at Glassdoor, which is employees reviewing their employers, we see things like this, quote, "They break OSHA violations like no other. Jumping from barges with equipment, I'm impressed no one has died yet, but there's been injuries," end quote. Or this, quote again, "OSHA and Department of Labor violations rampant. Promotion of unhealthy work-life balance. Cult-like atmosphere promoting complete company loyalty," end quote. Once again establishing that where once the issue was merely a rogue former employee interacting with minors, now the issue appears to be rampant workplace malpractice. Next, however, is a keystone issue that seems to be ramping up even more, and that is the Amazon Prime sanctioned Beast Games reality show that is being filmed right now in Las Vegas, soon to be switching over to Canada. Remember that part. For the past couple of weeks, various outlets, including Vital Vegas, whom I believe was the first outlet to report on this, have been exposing the terrible conditions.
Now, this is what's messed up, because I want to say, from what I have, like, seen, read, and, like, the interviews, there was no reason not to have 90% of everything that was mentioned here. Like, ladies and their, like, lady needs, medication, all of these things could have easily been, like, this could have been, like, especially for Mr.Beast and how much he freaking likes to show off how many millions he gives away. And, like, you don't think you could have, like, rented out some motels nearby where the family could stay with all the required medications and products that they might need? Even if you had to keep them inside the freaking, like, the place where you're shooting the videos, have some kind of night security guards, have some kind of, like, you know, access for the family to bring them their medication or things like that without violating rules, you know, things of that nature. Like, freaking...
Of that show.
I feel like it would make a lot of sense to just be there and personally handle a lot of that for Mr. Jimothy, you know?
But on social media, a woman named Rosanna Pansino has been leading the charge, talking about injuries, contestants being offered money to sign away their litigation rights afterwards, and other horrifying revelations in general. However, she's not alone, and these are not just random anonymous messages anymore, because the New York Times has now come out with their own piece, which not only corroborates her accusations and prior media pieces from Las Vegas, but also expands on them. It contains details about how some contestants were carried out on stretchers, some were vomiting, passing out, there were broken bones, seizures, or they were getting evacuated to the hospital. Contestants weren't being fed properly, and yet the camera crew was going around to contestants and giving them Feastables chocolate bars and filming them praising the candy. Think about it.
No way! No freaking way! Imagine, that's like torture, bro. Imagine just being like, I'm so hungry. I haven't ate in 10 days. And then just Jimmy Beast shows up and just looks at you and just like, here, have some more chocolate. And just stuff some chocolate in your mouth. No more sugar. I can't. My body keeps shaking, Jimmy. No more sugar. Please, Jimmy. He's like a demented evil Willy Wonka.
They were basically starving contestants, whether deliberate or negligent, and then giving them Mr. Beast's chocolate bars and filming them eating and praising the candy.
Now you can't sleep because you're freaking high on sugar all the time.
They were serving food to people that were allergic to that food, and after many contestants were eliminated in brutally violent ways, they were given $1,000
violent ways.
Except, no, they weren't. Because when the cameras turned off, they had to give it back. And they were told that the real payment would arrive later. Some of them have yet to receive that payment. It's hard for me to articulate just how disgusting and predatory this...
Aw, what? That kind of sucks, especially with, like, the video with all the YouTubers, the YouTubers that actually, like, grabbed all the money and, like, pretended to walk away, like, stuffed their pocket. They actually got to keep that money.
Company seems. Lastly, way down at the bottom, quote, "We are grateful that virtually all of those invited to Toronto for our next production have enthusiastically accepted our invitation," from a MrBeast spokesperson, after they meekly tried to deny most of these issues and preserve the Amazon $100 million cash pipeline to produce this disgusting game show. All of this very obviously corroborates prior allegations and paints a picture of extreme and abhorrent conditions, but remember that influencer that we just talked about, Rosanna Pansino? Yeah, if you go to her TikTok video describing these problems, everything seems fine. But if you VPN yourself over to Toronto, the location of the next Beast games, the video is blocked. I
No
can't say for certain
way!
why, but something I
So the
can
contestants that are currently actively there wouldn't be able to see it?
say for certain is that the live stream VODs of his merchandise events, where they very clearly seem to be running illegal lotteries, have been directly pulled down after the accusations came out. These were only fragments, by the way,
That's
because pretty
freaking
much everything
wild!
having to do with those streams had been
Who would even
scrubbed
think to
beforehand
look for that?
as one of the only content types that MrBeast will create, upload, and then remove. Almost like his company doesn't want a public record. Put it all together. The Discord leaks showing predatory behavior against a minor of his former employee get taken down. Multiple cease and desist letters get sent to another former employee who is calling out predatory business behavior. The company has a long-standing, abundantly corroborated reputation of extremely aggressive non-disclosure practices, and now videos criticizing their unsafe game show conditions are being suspended across the world on social media. In the background, clips of their behavior are getting deleted, and all of this is happening as a trifecta of problems come to light, showcasing how the world's largest and most generous social media influencer just doesn't deserve the praise. If I were tasked with finding a single word to describe all of this, I would say wholeheartedly, cover up. Final words. This is not how you respond to your predatory media empire falling apart if it's
This
not
just makes you
actually
look way
predatory.
more guilty.
If it
Like,
is
way
predatory and
more
garbage and
guilty.
manipulative, shady, or illegal, keep on doing precisely what you're doing there, MrBeast. That's the message. However, if MrBeast is not just a greedy, psychopathic manipulator, the correct response is to publish, or rather republish, the lottery live streams and show the world that there's nothing illegal. They probably can't do that because there pretty clearly is stuff in there, but that's the correct response. The correct response would be to directly address the criticism and say, we had some mistakes with safety, but here's what we're doing to fix it. We're bringing in this specialist and this other person. Like, there's so many things you can do. And the real mark of a philanthropist...
Yeah, you could actually genuinely have, like, an OSHA representative there. I'm sure you can make that happen. Like, on set to make sure that you're following the laws or the rules.
would be to give money without a prerequisite that everyone clap for you and notice you and praise you because of how generous you are. Sometimes giving money, if you can believe it, which I know it's a foreign concept these days, doesn't require you to have to exploit the person receiving that money for personal gain. Sometimes you can give something without filming them in their face with 9 cameras and controlling them and preying on the underdeveloped decision-making of children so that you get 200 million views and sell a bunch of chocolate bars as well, thereby making 50 times the money you gave to one desperate person by tricking 100,000 desperate people into giving you theirs. MrBeast is giving a masterclass right now in how to destroy your own public reputation, which I think was flimsy to begin with, but it's all kids and they don't know better. That's it. If you want to support, there's links down below. A special VPN deal if you want one. Big discount there. Also,
To be fair, you can still keep building houses everywhere. That was fine. Keep doing that. It's just the other shadier things that you keep doing. Like, stop. Like, you
also
can
merchandise,
still...
social media,
you
locals
can
and
still
Patreon,
save this,
channel
I feel
memberships,
like.
etc. But I'll cut
Just
it there.
not the way you're doing it now.
Thank you all for watching. Question everything, and have a nice night.
Giraffe! I love it. Dude, giraffes are so cool. You ever see giraffes freaking bite, just freaking whip their neck and freaking just freaking go at it? They're freaking wild, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today! I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi! That's all for now, Monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!